Hello everybody, I'm the Awesome Yojimbo. Welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong 64. And so, in the last episode, we came back to Angry Aztec for the second time after getting all the golden bananas and jungle japes, and now we're gonna go ahead and continue on and collect all the golden bananas for this level. That was an awesome shot. That's pretty much all I have to say. And also, it has only been a couple days since I last recorded. Yeah, only a couple days. Get away from me! It's only been a couple days since I last recorded Let's Play for this game, which, as typical Awesome Yojimbo formula, hit it. There we go. Typical Awesome Yojimbo formula. It takes me like 8 weeks to. That's exaggeration. It takes me a while to start recording for Let's Plays because I'm busy with my job and all that. But I have had a decent time for free time to do a Let's Play. That's pretty much all it is. But luckily, I have not been distracting myself with new games lately. But I have finished a couple of the games recently. But before we get to that, let's listen to this. Okay. Yeah, you remember in the last episode I said that this was going to be a very lovely place? Well, there are 5 rooms in this entire temple, and stupidly creepy, if I may say so myself. All that, and I can't stay on the ground for very long, otherwise it drives people crazy, but that's pretty much what some Let's Players are supposed to do. All that, hang on, what is that over there? More blue bananas. Okay, so now we're gonna go into this same building. This episode is probably just gonna be me going in and out of this building. I'm gonna go ahead and go in clockwise order, like that. That's clockwise, right? But I kind of want to talk about. Hang on, that's Peanut. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here real quick because I actually remember that there were some red bananas here for some reason. Recently, I have tried to dedicate all my time to finishing a couple games before Super Mario Odyssey came out, and not just shiny hunt more for Pokemon, because I'm totally not addicted to that. If I said that, I'd be totally lying, because less so. Okay, let's just say that I finished Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, which was a very good time, barring at least 1 or 2 things that don't rub me the right way. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that without spoiling anything. But I do think this is a very solid entry in the series. Gameplay-wise, I think it's the best in the series. It's very structurally sound, and it's the best in the series because the last 2 games have a couple things that I don't particularly like in the because in the first game there's like things where you have to check purple text to see what somebody has to say. That has been removed. And wait, what? Oh yeah, that means I got all the golden banana, all the colored bananas. Well, okay then. But I'm gonna go over here real quick, see if there's anything I'm missing. Yeah, that means I got all those golden bananas. Okay, I'm sorry about that. And get away from me. What am I hitting? Okay, there we go. It just kept. Tell me you guys saw that. It's like the llama doesn't wake up and yet he spits out saliva or whatever. There's also Cuphead. Did I mention I finished that game recently? I think I did. But in case you didn't, I finished Cuphead recently. But there's also okay. Those are really not that stressful, honestly. It's just unnerving, especially if you're a kid playing this for the first time. That did sort of creep me out when I was younger. Just a little bit. Not ow. Just a little bit. Let's see, there's also Samus Returns, the new Metroid game, which I wanted to talk about, but I totally forgot about talking about it, because I don't know why, because as you guys if you guys don't know, I am a huge Metroid fan. I have been waiting for this game, for a new Metroid game, for years. And no, I'm not ignoring that. I'm just collecting all these bananas over here now just to save us the trouble later. It's like, I mentioned that Metroid Prime, the Metroid Prime trilogy is some of my favorite games ever made, and I absolutely adore them. They're like the first game is like the closest to a masterpiece I have ever played until Persona 5. And if you're thinking about like Ocarina of Time, which I absolutely adore Ocarina of Time, but I don't think it's a near masterpiece back in the day, but nowadays I think the game has aged considerably, and of course I can take off my nostalgia glasses for that game, but I do think the game has aged. But back on track with Metroid, like Metroid Other M was like the last game in the series until Federation Force, which of course nobody wanted, and personally I was a little butthurt about it, honestly, because I did want, that's not exactly what I wanted. It's not exactly that. Oh, okay, that works. It wasn't. Oh, come on! It wasn't the game I was expecting. Of course, I haven't played it, and I don't really have much of an interest to play it. I might end up getting it for my collection someday. I don't know. It's pretty cheap at like game stores and all that. I can find it pretty cheap, especially since everybody hates the game. I mean, I personally haven't played it, so it's hard to judge. But yeah, it's just that we didn't get a new Metroid game in over a decade that wasn't Other M, which it's a game that has its qualities, but I liked it. Dang it, I didn't mean to play that. I meant to. You guys know what I meant. It's just again, I'm playing this on the Wii U Virtual Console, and it's really hard with its really awkward to do with its stupid. With the stupid control stick. That's what I'm trying to say. But Samus Returns, and we're also getting a Metroid Prime 4, which I am super excited for. But Samus Returns, you want my honest opinion, I think this is the best Metroid game. Oh, crap. I think this is the best Metroid game since Metroid Prime 3. And I really like the game. With it. Yeah, I told you this was going to be frustrating, and then all of a sudden, and then I say that it's going to be an easy freeze. And yeah, hitbox detection definitely goes out the window with times. Just like another mini game we're going to be doing probably today, and it's not going to be fun for me. I can tell you that now. Okay, you want me to leave? You don't have to point a gun at me. I'm sorry, I'll just leave now. And also, who is holding the gun? That's a legitimate question, actually. Who is holding the gun? But Metroid Samus Returns is like the first Metroid game that wasn't Other M that people weren't going to get super mad about. I think Metroid Samus Returns, again, ignore any background noise you hear. That's absolutely nothing going on back there. I do think this is the best Metroid game since Prime 3. Because Metroid Prime 3 I thought was really, really good. What I really mean is, I don't think Metroid... I think Metroid Prime 3 is just as good as the second game, which I don't think is as good as the first game. I think they come close. All three games have a couple wrinkles that I personally don't like, but they're still good enough games for me to still adore them, if that makes any sense, I guess. Golden banana medal. Okay, hang on. Does it camera work with me? But if you want my honest opinion, the control is spot on, the atmosphere is great. But a couple of small nitpicks so far. I haven't finished the game, so it's only so far. Is that I wish that the game's soundtrack was a bit more memorable. Now, it's not to say the soundtrack is bad, but it does recycle some classic tunes that were reused in Metroid Prime 4 and Super Metroid. In Super Metroid, and those tunes are great. They sound especially good on the Nintendo in the remake. They did a solid job. Ouch. And get this, this game has been developed by the same people who did Castlevania Lords of Shadow, which, I mean, those games are okay. I have finished the first game twice, which I kind of have an interesting idea, an interesting story to tell about that in just a minute. Okay, so you're telling me that there was nothing in here. I just wasted my time. I have to check everything just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, camera, please work with me. I am kind of disappointed with the lack of unique boss fights aside from Metroids. Because besides the Metroids, there's only like 2 other boss fights. I mean, there's different Metroids and they all have different methods, and they're challenging in their own ways. And they do their job. They're satisfying challenges, is what I'm trying to say. Again, I haven't beaten the games. I don't know if there's anything else, but it gets a little tiring, even though the Metroids do change their strategies up a little bit sometimes. And this isn't really a problem, it's just more of a me thing. I can't play the game for more than an hour or so because I think I can only play that game in short bursts. Honestly, I don't know why. I can't really tell you. Am I gonna be able to go this entire episode without getting hit 50 times? Probably not, but who knows? We can sure as heck try. Well, yeah, I haven't finished that game. I am close to finishing it, and I'm probably going to try to 100% that game, but I can also say this is a very difficult Metroid game. It's one of the hardest I've played. And, okay, well, that's pretty much all I have to say. And there's also, okay, I should probably talk about Castlevania Lords of my history of the first Castlevania Lords of Shadow before I move on to the important business. I have played through that game twice, and I think the game is okay. But I mean, the combat is really fun, though the control scheme is a little bizarre. The way the controls are laid out is really, really weird. I don't know. I don't really get why the game was the way the controls were laid out like that. Where'd it go? Hit it. There we go. And there's probably another one over here. Alright, there's a pile of dirt. But it's essentially like God of War, but with Castlevania thrown on it. Which... of course, is not a bad thing. It's more like... Lord of the Shadow. It's more like God of War in terms of the combat and some of the ideas. Shadow of the Colossus, because there's a couple of boss fights that function like the Colossi from Shadow of the Colossus, and Uncharted, because it has explorative areas like Uncharted. Die. There we go. I meant to do the exploit. I sincerely did. And, but the game is structurally sound, but there's a couple puzzles that really suck. The Chupacabra moments where he takes away your abilities is really stupid. And, of course, the game isn't really original. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but also, the game's frame rate is a little awkward. Also, this minigame is really fun, extremely frantic, but the best way to hit... Now, the way I just play this is because those red Kremlins is I just fire out willy-nilly. There we go. See, willy-nilly firing can definitely get you results. So those Call of Duty naysayers say not. I don't. Oh, never mind. Also, clarify, I don't play Call of Duty, but for some reason, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, it looks good, but the frame rate is a little hit and miss. It runs at like, I want to say 30. I really want to say 30, but I don't know. It's a little hard to say. And of course, the Gabriel Belmont, the guy who the main protagonist of the game, is kind of a douchebag. Let's just say that he's not very likable. He's probably one of the weakest protagonists in the entire. He's probably the weakest in the series, even though chronologically he is the first. For the first Belmont of the clan, and well, he's just a plank of wood, honestly. And even though he does kind of start off the tradition of Dracula and all that. I really don't know what to say about that anymore. Also, green coins. Let's say, but the most interesting thing about that game is the reason I have played the game twice is not for personal enjoyment, but because the game has crashed on me. Hang on. Alright, so we got everything with Chunky Kong. Okay, I want to say what next. I want to say Donkey Kong has a couple. Okay, let's go ahead and review everything. We got everything with him except for one banana, which, okay, I'm trying to think. We got everything with Diddy Kong. Still got some stuff to do with Lanky Kong, stuff with her. Okay, so we did everything with Chunky Kong and Diddy Kong. Still got one more banana for Donkey Kong, which I think is supposed to be over. Get on there. I think it's supposed to be in that temple over behind that spinning statue. It can't be the llama, the one that the llama gives you, as I already got that one. Just give me a second, people. I'm trying to think. I want to say it's in here. I really want to say it's in here. Which... Okay. There's water on the other side of this wall. It just clips through. People are probably going to call me stupid for this, but yeah, I already got that one, so why am I checking back over here? I'm trying to remember. It's only been a couple days, but I have already forgotten what bananas I got and which ones I didn't. Okay, so just calm yourselves, please. Just please do. Okay. And on second thought, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get the next banana with Lanky Kong. Let's just go ahead and do Lanky Kong's missions here, as I think he has, like, 2 of them here. Yeah, he's got 2 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do him and just... shut up. I'm going to go ahead and do his missions. And I'll try and think of where Donkey Kong's last banana is off screen, as I kind of forgot where it's supposed to be. Oh, that is, yeah, I probably missed it, and you guys have been yelling at me to get it by now. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, get out of here. I'm gonna go back down here with Lanky Kong, because if you remember, there's some blue bananas. Oh yeah, before this episode ends, the thing I was trying to get at with Lords of Shadows, I didn't play the game out of personal enjoyment. I had to play the game a second time because I got to the final boss of that game and my save data got corrupted, and so I had to start the game all over again. Which, yeah, that was fun. that up there, there's that up there. Okay. Hang on a second, I think there's like one banana over here. Yes, there are. Right. And so, yeah, I wanted to beat the game, but I had to play through all of those. I just checked here. I have to play all of those mini games. I had to play through the game all over again in order to beat the game. So that was not exactly a fun time for me. Okay. So here's the here's the music pad I needed to do. That's pretty much my final thoughts on Castlevania Lords of Shadow. If you want to know my opinion on the second game, gameplay-wise, I think it's structurally sound. But I've only invested a couple minutes into it. I have heard that it is very frustrating at points. So I definitely look forward to being frustrated and all that. So unfortunately, I'm out of time for this episode. So in this next episode, we're gonna gonna go ahead and finish everything off for Lanky Kong. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.